If you're an author, a creator, a musician, an artist, basically any sort of entrepreneur, you need to find ways of making your product different from everybody else's. And you probably already got your hour of power or your morning practice, your morning routine. But just quietly, imagine if you did all of that, and rather than just making yourself feel good throughout the day, you actually found a way to sell things and get paid and feel good throughout the day and make other people's lives better in the process. Pretty cool, huh? This is how you do it. And I promise you, if you do this for a week, it will start to become the best part of your day. Not only that, but you're not going to be able to stop the creative ideas flowing through you. So bear with me for 5 seconds, I'll change your life. This is how it works. You go for a walk and get your green drink, do your deep breathing, be all grateful and get yourself in a great state. Absolutely. Now we do some practical creativity. Hold the offer in your mind. What are you selling? Yeah? The boring offer. And then mix it with creativity. This is how you do it. You say, it's like, and then just pick anything random. Seriously, if you're walking past a marshmallow, a dog, a jacket, a smell, a sound, some random TV show you saw, just fill in the blank. And that feels like, and then explain how they will feel after purchasing your product. Now, here you add the transformation your product gives, the feeling that your customer actually buys the product for. And then you simply paint the picture so that they actually feel it. An example would be something like, it's like caffeine for your confidence, a micro dose of momentum daily, like AirPods for your brand. Plug in, block the noise, and stay consistent. If you're a logical person and you're questioning whether this creativity stuff works, the only reason you bought anything is because of innovation and marketing. Period. I don't care what planet you're from, that's the only reason anything gets created and gets sold. In other words, unless you're living in a cave, you've basically bought something because somebody has innovated it, creativity, and marketed it, creativity. Probably sold it, creativity. Yeah? The difference isn't the product. It's matching a product to a customer's needs. We've all heard it a million times, but the practice is creativity. And in a world that is saturated with AI slop, this is the difference that makes the difference. You get to give it humor. You get to give it a twist. You can add some color, some vibrancy, paint a picture. The same way, if you're an artist, this is your time to shine. If you've always wanted to paint and can't, this is how you do it. Paint with words. Yeah? It's like, which is going to make you feel like, and then describe it in detail to them. Because when somebody buys something, they want to buy a feeling, especially when they're logical, by the way. The guy who says, oh, I only buy things that make complete logical sense. Well, think about it. If that guy didn't do an intelligent purchase, do you reckon it would rattle them? How long would they walk around beating themselves up for making a silly mistake? A lot more than most people, right? That's emotion. They're buying for emotion. They don't want to make a mistake. They have to prove to themselves that this is the absolute correct thing because they're terrified. What would it mean if they made a mistake? Would their worst fear of not actually being intelligent come true? Everybody buys for emotional reasons. Now, here's the problem. Whatever you come up with isn't going to work. Aren't you glad you watched this? I can guarantee it. Don't aim to make it a masterpiece. Aim for volume. Out of 50 ideas you come up with, maybe one will shine. And that's the one you test. And this is the part that separates sellers from strugglers. You can't just think it, you have to test it. And that means posting it for free on social media and watching. If your usual posts get about 500 views and this one gets 700, that's a signal. Double down, make 10 more versions and then scale what hits. So what we're doing is going for a creative walk. We're mixing that with emotional clarity, and we're going to get sales from this process without losing your soul. In fact, it's the opposite of that. It's literally self-expression, the same feelings and emotions that you use to come up with an idea for a book, a song, a lyric, anything that lights you up. You now take your product, your offer, or anybody else's, and use that same creative flow, that same creative energy, and pour it into that to spin it, to make it electric, to light people up from the inside. They actually feel, whoa, I haven't heard anything like this. And it can be the exact same product that 100 other people are selling. The difference is you. So tomorrow morning, wake up. Don't scroll, don't stress, just go for a walk. Run this practice through your mind. It's like fill in the blank. And that feels like fill in the blank. Make it as random as you need it to. Don't be perfect. Just do something. Force yourself to answer those questions, even when it's not great, especially when it sounds ridiculous. Do 1,000 of those and watch what happens. Your brain, the reticular activating system, the part of your brain that basically tells you what to pay attention to, will start going into overdrive. You'll start coming up with ideas in the shower. Everywhere you go, you'll start noticing things and tying two different things together. That's the creative process. It is literally the best feeling on earth. And if you do this every morning, you're not only going to come up with an offer that no one can match, no one can compete with, no one can keep up with, but you're going to start to feel good from the inside out. And the way you actually sell that offer is really going to change. That's just a byproduct. For now, make your offers awesome.